Good day, critters. My name is Phil Cole, head admin for Living Taldorei, and I'm here to introduce our social media coordinator, Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe D'Olivera, social media coordinator for Living Taldorei, and I'm hoping to begin to connect Phil's vision and idea to a larger critter community at whole.
I feel like you've already done that, not for nothing. Like, we've had a lot of growth in the last year, and that is largely due to your actions.
Well, thanks for saying so. I appreciate that. But Phil asked me to sign on because of my social media savvy in large part, but also because I'm just a long-time gamer. I've been playing tabletop role-playing games and being a dungeon master for about 25 years, a little bit longer at this point. And I love Critical Role. I've been watching since the early episodes of season 1, and I had the joy of watching them grow into the monster that they've become. And the wonderful community that the silly show has brought together. And Phil's idea is to bring them together in a lot of other and new great ways.
I hope to bring that to the community as a whole as we move forward at Winter Fantasy and hopefully beyond. Like, we have some big plans in the next year, and part of those plans hinge on people knowing about it, and that's not necessarily my strong suit. I'm over here writing and getting stuff done, and there's so many things to get done, and I'm not necessarily the most technologically savvy person, so weaknesses and strengths.
But it's Phil's brainchild, and I'm hoping to just simply help bring it to life and bring it to you primarily. We have plans for trying to do a question and answer AMA session between season 1 and season 2. Not 100% sure on a timeline for that yet. We are hoping sometime in mid-January, between the end of season 1 officially, which is
next week,
next
Friday. The last mods come out,
and the release of season 2, which, as Phil mentioned, will be at Winter Fantasy, and that's sometime in early February. I don't think they released a date for that. You said
no. As soon as that gets announced, I'm all over it.
With the change to season 2, Phil is also changing certain things about Living Taldorei, which he knows well more about than I do. I know factions are a big part of what you are changing for season 2.
Well, we're keeping one of the season 1 factions, the Clasp. The other two are the Alsfaran Union, which story will become apparent over the next 2 mods that release on Friday, and the Claret Orders, who are a bit interested in all the recent devil activity that's been rampaging all over the continent. Vampires, devils, all over the place.
Season 1's fun, guys. Download it, play it, tell us about it. Tell your friends about it. Phil put his heart and soul into this project, and I really think there's a lot of fun to be had in the living world that he has created and that we're trying to bring to the critter community. And some of the other changes are a little bit more aesthetic going into season 2. We're going to be changing the format for just the kind of the way the modules are presented,
we're
skill
leveling up our
blocks.
game.
And we're going to go back and edit season 1 2.0, if you will, in an attempt to just refine and streamline, make everything uniform, printable, presentable. And yes, adding maps. We hear you. Phil has stressed to me that this is a thing that must be done. I'm going to step in and make sure that gets done, so you guys will be getting maps for the modules that were written. That brings us into questions that you guys do ask, and we hear you about the maps, but we're not hearing you in other ways.
No, the questionnaires haven't been coming in, which is, I don't know. I mean, we've gotten a lot of downloads all over the world. I can see the metrics on my website. but I mean, it's a question of who's actually running it, which is fair.
Yep.
I mean, I guess even if it's just ideas, eventually it'll catch on.
Right. So the whole idea is it's a living world, and
People aren't used to having a voice.
it's true. And your voice is both direct and indirect. Attending conventions and joining us for Trials of Heroes is a great way to have a direct effect on the campaign world
That's
and
what they're there for.
the events that will occur from season to season. There's plans to spin that out into other social media and future
It's already
streaming plans. And the questionnaires and your interactions with us via social media is a way for you to indirectly affect the world. We want your opinions on Tal'Dorei. We want to hear your versions of things. We want to include you. That is supremely important to the idea that's at the heart of what Phil is presenting here, because that's what the creator community's always been about. From the very first Christmas.
Oh man, and the piles of stuff they got every year after.
So, but please reach out to us. You can find us at Living Taldorei on Twitter, on Facebook, on Reddit.
We had people come into the first trial cosplaying their characters.
Cosplays at Tal'Dorei.
Awesome.
That's great.
Like that, right?
It's fantastic.
Like, of all the places you can do it, it matters here. Like, you come and you roleplay yourself, and all of a sudden your stuff affects things, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Yes, do that.
please come and
do
have
that.
fun with us.
We'll be at Winter Fantasy.
And if you're having fun your own and you can't make it, that's fine, but tell us about it.
Yeah.
We really want to hear
Just
your
because
stories.
you can't show up to the events doesn't mean you don't get to change things.
But we're at Living Taldorei everywhere. The primary email is contact@livingtaldorei.com.
That's the only email for
If you
the
want to
website.
connect with me personally on social media, I'm at Threading Fate, also basically everywhere.
You can get to us through Discord, which is on our subreddit. I
So
think you connect to it through YouTube as well.
yeah, more than likely. If not, I will make sure you can. So please
There you
check
go.
for links down in the description. And thanks for watching, everybody.